Hey friends, so today I am here to share a yoga video about embracing change. So I think all of us out there right now are going through some crazy changes. And so this video is to help you remember that change is good and that embracing change is yoga. So let's get started. You're going to start in a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana, one ankle in front of the other. I like to start on a blanket so that my hips are a little higher than my knees. And just begin to deepen your breath. Bring awareness to the breath. And take a moment to reflect on the changes that are occurring in your life right now. Try to see these changes with a positive light. What is good about them? How are these changes bringing an unexpected joy to your life? On the next inhale, take a twist over to your right. Let the left hand come outside the right thigh and gently look over your right shoulder. And then come through center. Take your right hand outside your left knee and gaze slightly over your left shoulder. Come back through center. Take the hands behind the head. Elbows really wide. Start to open up through the chest. Maybe invite a little bit of a back bend here by lifting your head up towards the ceiling, leaning your head back into your hands. And breathe into your chest, all the way up into the chest. Good, and then tuck your chin. Bring your elbows in towards your face. Round your back. Inhale, coming back up. Take your hands to your thighs. Let's go through a few seated cat-cows. So round your back, tuck your chin, navel to spine. Inhale, arch your back, lifting the ribs upward. Exhale, round, tuck in. And inhale, arch. Good. A few more. All right, come to a neutral spine. Let's take our support away from our mat and come down onto all fours. So hands and knees here. Extend the right leg straight behind you. Press the ball of the foot down into the floor. Feel the quadricep lift up the thigh, the navel to spine, and maybe reach your left arm forward for a balance. All right, you can lift that right leg up to make it even harder. And if you need even more of a challenge here, bend your knee, reach for the foot, and press your foot into your hand. Several deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Extend through the leg and the arm, and then release. Sway the hips a bit side to side. Release any tension in those hips. Maybe you've been sitting a little bit more than normal. And we'll go into the other side. Extend the left leg straight back. Push that foot down. Engage your left quadricep. Lift the kneecap up the thigh. And then reach your right arm forward. Again, maybe lifting that leg for more of a balance, or bending the knee, reaching for the foot or ankle, and pushing that foot up towards the ceiling. Breathe there. Good, extend the arm and leg long, and then release hand and knee. Again, sway the hips a bit side to side. Good, then bring the big toes together, knees a little bit wider, and sit to your heels. Rest your forehead down, Balasana, Child's Pose. Haven't tipped this sweatshirt out. We'll come back forward into all fours. Curl the toes under, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Start to stretch out through the back of the legs. Really make sure that your hands are spread wide. You're pushing your hands into the floor as you lift the tailbone up high. Inhale, come forward into high plank. Exhale, hips lift, down dog. Again, inhale, roll it forward. Exhale, hips lift, down dog. From here, walk your hands back towards your feet. A little different way of doing Surya Namaskar. Relax the head and then roll it up to stand nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. The top, roll your shoulders down your back. Find your mountain pose at the back of your mat. Feet can be hip distance apart or a little closer if you'd like. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look up. Start to walk your hands forward. Take a deep breath in at your high plank. And exhale, lower low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Find your breath. Again, let's walk the hands back towards the feet. Roll it up to stand nice and slow. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look up. And then exhale, walk your hands forward. Take a pause at your high plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. You can always drop your knees halfway. Inhale, lift the chest. Maybe just coming into high cobra with the thighs on the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do that one more time. So walk your hands back towards your feet. Again, ragdoll it all the way up to stand. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look up. Exhale, walk your hands forward, high plank. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift the weight forward, bend the elbows halfway lower. Inhale, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward towards your hands. You can walk or hop your feet to your hands. Take a flat back, look up, and exhale to fold deeper. Inhale to rise, arms reach up. Exhale back to Tadasana, hands by your side. From here, bend your knees, reach your arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Now this time, I'm going to want you to have your feet hip distance apart. I should have said that before. Arms are reaching up high. And then shift the weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot up, just to hover. We're going to find a little pulse. Pulse down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it all the way back. Crescent lunge. You can drop the back knee. Take your hands to the floor. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Good. From here, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward between your hands, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Flat back, look up. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, bend your knees. Feet are hip distance apart, reach your arms up. Shift the weight now into the left foot. You can just lift the heel if you'd like. And then pulse down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it all the way back. Option to drop the back knee. Hands to the floor. Step back, downward dog. So just building a little bit of heat in the body. Inhale, right leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Keep the toes facing down. For now. And then bend the knee into the chest, step the foot forward between the hands. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent. So the back heel is lifted, hands are up towards the ceiling. From here, we're going to move into goal pose. So bend your elbows to 90 degrees, spread your fingers really wide. On your next inhale, straighten through the right leg, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend the knee. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee. Good. Good. From here, turn over your left shoulder into goddess. You're going to take your arms out to a T and take your right arm underneath your left. Bend your elbows. Take the palms together. Lift your elbows up high. Stay here. Breathe deeply. Good. Straighten out through the legs. Turn your toes in. Inhale, lift your forearms out towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward from the waist and reach the forearms down. Eagle arms. Relax the head. Good. Now unwind the arms. Lift the chest halfway, flat back. Exhale, hands come to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. And then turn your right toes completely forward. Left toes are going to slightly turn inward. Arms reach out to a T. Reach your right arm forward and down for triangle. So option here would be have your hand on the shin. You can always have a block. Right? Again, if you need any blocks during Toledo, hit me up. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Good, and then bend your right knee, come all the way up into warrior two. Shoulders are right over the hips. Reach through your fingers. And then we'll move it into side angle A. So option is to take the right forearm down, left arm comes up and over the ear. To move even further, you can take that block outside the foot, maintain this position in the upper body. Or if you're a little more flexible, been practicing a while, take the hand all the way to the floor for Parsvakonasana A. Press this knee back into the shoulder and then feel the right ribs moving to the left side. All right, and your arm spins in the opposite direction, so the palm is facing behind you. Good, now bring both hands to the floor. You can always have two blocks here on either side of your foot. In fact, I'll show that. Good, drop the back knee down to the floor. Allow your hips to press forward and down. And then bring your hips back. Extend the right leg, flex the foot. And do that again, bend the right knee, lift the sternum, allow the hips to press forward. And then exhale, hips go back. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Good. Now staying here in this half Hanumanasana or the Hanumanasana, or you can go into full Hanumanasana if it's in your practice. Extend your right leg long and slide your left leg back. Just a few breaths. Good, and then push into the floor, curl the back toes under, step back, downward facing dog.
From here, left leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Leg is straight, foot is flexed. Inhale, pull it into the chest, step it forward, back heel lifts high, reach the arms up high for crescent. Again, we're moving through those goalposts, so bend your elbows first into 90 degrees. Inhale as you straighten your arms and front leg. Exhale as you bend the front knee, bend the elbows. Do it again. Connect breath to movement. One more time. Good, stay right there. Good, then stay low. Turn over your right shoulder into goddess. Bring your arms out to a T. Left arm goes underneath right this time. Lift your elbows up. Stay low. Try to lift your elbows as high as your shoulders. Then extend the legs, turn your toes in, hinge forward from the waist, back to that wide-legged forward fold with Garudasana, eagle arms. Release the hands, lift the chest flat back. Exhale, hands to your hips, come all the way up. Turn your left toes forward, right toes turn slightly in. Reach your arms out long, hinge forward and down. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. I'm going to use my block since I used it on the other side. Good, then bend your front knee, come right up into Virabhadrasana 2. Maybe lengthen the stance here. And we'll move into Parsvakonasana A. Forearm can come on the thigh, right bicep over the ear. Or option to take the hand outside the ankle. Keep pressing that left knee into the shoulder, left ribs up towards the ceiling. Both hands come down to the floor. Bend your back knee down to the ground. Going through that runners to hamstring stretch, so hips press forward. And then extend your left leg, hips press back. Try to find a long spine. And exhale. Couple more. Good, this next time you're going to hold it in this hamstring stretch. Dig the heel down, toes peel back, or option to slide all the way forward into Hanumanasana. Good, and then you'll come back out of that. Bend the front knee, curl the back toes under, and step back, downward facing dog. From here, lift the heels up high, bend the knees, look forward, walk or float to the front of your mat. Take a flat back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale to rise, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, Tadasana. So we're gonna do a little balance now. Might want to still have those blocks nearby. You're going to shift the weight into the left foot, lift the right knee up into marchers, foot is flexed, arms reach up. From here, see if you can extend the legs straight, maybe take your hands to your hips. Notice if you're leaning back, you want to keep the shoulders right on top of the hips. Take a few deep breaths. And then cross that ankle over the knee, start to bend your left knee. I shift my hips back, bring my chest forward, hands can be at heart center. Now you have the option of bringing those forearms to the shin. That'd be step one, right? Step two is taking your hands to the floor or a block. Maybe you fold over the leg. If you can get your hands all the way to the floor, Let's start to try to go into a balance. So bend your left knee, and as you're bending all the way down, you're gonna lift the back heel up. Walk your hands back by your hips. So my back heel is up, and I'm centering or balancing right in the center, right? And then maybe you can take one hand up, the other hand up off the floor and balance. If you fall out, that's okay. It's not easy. And then you're going to bring your hands back forward in front of the shin. Extend the left leg if you're all the way down. Back to that fold. Rebend the knee like we began. Hands to heart. Lift the chest. Right knee lifts up towards the ceiling, and then release. Yikes. Let's try that again. Shift away into the right foot. Lift the left knee up. Reach your arms up high. Again, option here, extend the left leg. See if you can get the leg parallel to the floor, hands to your hips. Breathe. Good, and then rebend the knee, cross the ankle over that thigh, and start to shift your hips back. Hands come to heart center. Maybe the forearms come to your shin, or your hands come all the way down. You can rest in a forward fold, extend the right leg. If you want to take it into that balance, walk your hands forward a little more. Start to bend your right knee all the way down so you can sit on your heel. And then walk your hands back by your hips. Sit up really tall. Core is engaged. Find your drishti. Then maybe take one hand up. Maybe the other hand lifts. Breathe deeply. Hands come back down. Hands come forward. Extend the right leg. Bend the right knee. Hands to heart. Lift the knee up and release it down. All right. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, forward bend. Flat back, look up. Hands down, step back. Lower through a chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Alrighty, from here you'll lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Look slightly under your right arm. Extend the right leg straight. Pull the knee in for that half pigeon prep. Right knee comes behind the right wrist. Right foot can be close to your left hip crease, or maybe you're working on bringing it a little higher so that the shin is parallel to the front edge of your mat. All right, walk your hands back and just lengthen through the spine. We're not going to fold today. You can always prop your right hip up under a blanket if it feels really high off the floor, or a block. Good. And then shift the weight into the right hip. So if you have that block underneath you, you'll want to remove that. All right, shift the weight into the right hip and slide your left foot forward. We're coming into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Inhale, lift the sternum, nice flat back. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Good, inhale, lift back up. Now taking this into fire log pose, you have the option of extending your left leg long and taking your right ankle right on top of that thigh, right above your knee. Right, and you can inhale here and exhale, fold, maybe bringing your hands to either side of your shin. Otherwise, full pigeon, Agni Stambhasana, fire log pose, you take ankle over your knee. So make sure this bottom leg, this is often one that the left heel will be close to your right sit bone. So make sure that the heel is high or forward enough that the left shin is parallel to the front edge. And then you'll take that right shin directly on top. Now you notice I have a bit of a space. Usually it's a little bit bigger. So you can always put a block under it, a blanket for a little support. But do know that if you're breathing through this pose, every exhalation you might be able to get just a little bit deeper, right? So for me, usually I start with my knee like super high off the floor. And then as I breathe and allow space in my hips, I get to go a little bit further with every exhalation. Good, and then come back forward, or come back upright. Cross your ankles, hands come out in front. Just do the same thing on the other side. So extend the legs to come into downward facing dog. And we'll go on to the other side. Left leg lifts up, bend the knee, and open the hip. Try to keep your left shoulder down in line with your right shoulder. Maybe lift that left knee a little higher and slightly gaze under your left arm. Good, extend the left leg straight. Pull the left knee in behind your left wrist. Turn the foot out. Let's come into that half pigeon, other side. Inhale, walk your hands back to lengthen and hold it here. So if you're taking a blanket under the hip, I would just take that blanket, kind of prop that hip up. Good, from here, lean to your left side, swing your right leg forward so the soles of the feet are together. Again, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Maybe take the elbows and gently press the knees down towards the ground. Good, inhale, come back up. Extend the right leg if you'd like and cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. You have the option here of doing that or bending the bottom leg, getting those shins stacked completely. So it's like fire logs. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, hinge. You might notice one side is a lot different than the other. That's very normal. Your next inhale, come back up to stand or to sit. Cross the ankles, hands come out in front and step back. So we're gonna do that pigeon second time. This time you can fold if you'd like, or you can try King Pigeon, a different variation. Okay, so right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open up the hip, pull the knee into the chest, turn the foot out, slide your left leg back. All right, from here, if you want to try the amplification, the challenge, then start to just like twist your torso to the left, right? So I'm looking just towards my left foot. And then see if you can bend your left knee and reach for the foot. Right, so this could be step one, just trying to pull your foot in towards your shoulder. You can also utilize a strap. I also make straps. If you need any, let me know. So you could take the strap, you might need a friend to help you, around the foot. Take that strap over your shoulder and just start to pull the foot in as you try to square the shoulders forward, right? If you have a little deeper expression, you can bend the knee and take the elbow, you can take the foot inside the elbow, right? And then maybe taking the bind and take the hands, the arm behind the head. It's a lot to say. And just breathe, still trying to bring the left shoulder forward. Just a few more big breaths. Good, and then let's release. Curl the back toes under, step it back. Do whatever you need to do to kind of shake that out. Sometimes it feels nice to kind of shake the hips, wiggle around. And then left leg lifts up, bend the knee, open the hip. Extend the leg, pull the knee in behind the left wrist, turn the foot out. Same thing, other side. So slide your right leg backwards. So same thing here, you can take the strap around your right foot or just bend the knee, reach for the foot, draw the heel close to your seat. Maybe taking the foot around the elbow crease and taking a bind behind your head. Into the mermaid variation. And then release that. Curl the back toes under, step it back to downward facing dog. From here, drop your knees to the floor. And we're just gonna turn around, do a back bend or two, and be done. So lie on your back. You wanna start in bridge. Your feet can be hip distance apart. Press down into your feet. Lift your hips up into that bridge pose. Bandha Sarvangasana. If you would rather come into Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can do that. Take your hands by your head. First, prop yourself up into the crown of the head. Wrap your elbows in. Exhale the breath. And then inhale to press. Lift all the way up and take 5 good breaths. If you want to start to walk your hands in, to challenge yourself, do that. And then tuck your chin, lower down nice and slowly. Take a moment to just find your breath. Feel the beating of your heart. And then scoot your hips slightly to the left, drop your knees over to the right. This twist, looking slightly over your left shoulder. And come through center. Shift your hips to the right, drop your knees to the left, gaze over your right shoulder. And come back through center and take your final relaxation. If you want to set up any props, my favorite thing is taking a blanket, unfolding it a bit so it's not so high. Make sure it's not rumpled up at all. Rumpled, is that a word? I don't think so. And then lie your head down, relax your body onto the floor and take rest. Take as long as you need here. Let your body completely relax from head to toe. May you all embrace change today and every day. Namaste, yogis.